Good morning. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. Welcome on back to Indie Creator Hub. If you're watching on Glimish, yeah, you're on my gaming channel, the Two Tone Waffle. So I decided, why not? So how the heck are y'all? Hopefully you had a good weekend. Everything was good. Seems like everything is just beachy keen. Making sure everything is going just fine. And still stuttery over on Glimish, but everything else is perfectly fine. I don't know why. It is what it is. If you're watching on Glimish and it's okay, let me know in chat. Okay? Alright, so what are we going to be doing tonight? Well, what we are going to be looking at tonight is a couple Discord alternatives. One of them, which we already looked at before, was Gilded. We're also going to take a little look into Revolt and Matrix as well tonight. These are just, as the title says, hot Discord alternatives. Muy caliente. I probably said that wrong and I butchered it, and I'm sorry. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at Gilded, Revolt, and Matrix. Most notably with Matrix, we're going to be looking, not watching, but looking at it through Element, which is a app or a infrastructure similar to how ActivityPub is the basis of Mastodon. So there is that. Kind of like I guess a good way of looking at it. So what we're going to do is, let's go ahead. I've been trying to get stuff here done, but life comes at you fast. Not that one. We're going to go to our Indie Creator Hub. Gilded server. And if you haven't already, you should definitely check out our Gilded server. It's a great place to go for all things, about content creation, any independent creators and stuff like that. So this is, of course, what Gilded looks like. I'm just going to go ahead and tab back out so I can get the others set up. Like I said, no, not that one. Been busy doing other things and trying to get things set up and ready to go at the last minute. Open web app. So it's always a risky click sometimes in here on Revolt. Excuse me. And we're going to go to Matrix. No, it was, yeah, matrix.org. Yeah, sure, we're going to the Tilvid's room. I don't know why I said welcome. Hello there. Oh, because that's when I first joined it a long time ago. So I had to finish loading up the rest of the history. Okay, so that is all set up, ready to go. If I do that, and I can do... There we go. Okay. This is making sure I got stuff in the right place, right time. Yeah, so if you haven't joined or guilded, great time is now. I'm putting the link in the chat. So there you guys go. Can't get a community growing if I don't have help from you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started in because we wasted too much time already. All right, so if you want to look for like the hot alternative to Discord and you don't really know where to go, well, one of the things that you can look into is Guilded. What Guilded is it's the competitor to Discord pretty much, but it offers a lot more than Discord does and for free. So let's go ahead and take a look here. One of the things you might see off the bat here, because this is our Guilded server here on Integrator Hub, is that there's kind of looks like Discord, but with one difference. There's a lot more here than you can see. I have groups. Instead of, within Discord, you have different sections or different categories that you can allow people to have access to or have it completely open to the public. You can do the same thing here, but keep your server more organized with groups. What I mean by groups are these little things off to the left. I was almost about to say right, but it's on the left-hand side where for Community Foundation, have place for Guilded, got Mastodon, Ghost, Ko-fi, and another one for resources. So if someone comes in wants to share something that they found that helps them, they can share it with the rest of the community. It's kind of like, hey, here's what's helping me. This might help you. You can also have a different section here for streaming platforms or whatever. You can have, I believe the limit is up to 200 groups within one server. So it makes organization a lot easier and a lot better than what you'll find over on Discord. You also have a couple different things. You have a media channel here. So let's say you have a media channel in your Discord. Well, what's going to happen is that the picture that you post is going to get pushed past the fold when people start adding their own or start talking about whatever picture that they're talking about. So the problem is that here you don't have that problem like you would in Discord. Pictures or any kind of media have their own dedicated comments. So if I go into this one here, I can post in a comment and add in a reaction, and everything is all located within this particular photo or video or whatever media that you want to post. And it's very easy to keep track of, and your pictures don't necessarily get pushed past the fold unless your media section is very popular. But even then, you still have that capability to have embedded comments within each item. So that's just one of the major features that I think is solely needed, especially with people that have servers that have a lot of media sections and stuff like that. This is one way you can rectify that problem, is by setting up your Guilded server with all your media rooms. You also have a blog section. So yes, you can do a blog on your server. What I mean by that is that here I have an announcements channel, but I decided to flip the switch and turn it into a blog. So this particular item can be shared. I'll show you here in just 1 second. I'm going to copy this. Close that out. Open up a new tab, of course. So when I share the link, you get a blog entry that is a direct link back to your server, but it also is great for SEO and sharing out to social media and everywhere else that you might have. So, and you can also have your items here to share to Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and it says publish from your server. So it's a nice little handy dandy feature that you can have that, you know, you really don't get with Discord. In fact, I don't think there is an option or a bot or anything that you can do a blog within your server, but this is all built in. You don't have to rely on third parties or anything like that. So as you can see, you get a lot of bang for your buck on a Guilded server that normally you won't see over on Discord. Did I say Discord twice? I said Guilded, and yeah, okay. Anyways, there's another options that you can add or that you can have available to you is, of course, the emotes, unlimited emotes. Well, it's a limit of like 2,000 emotes or some high number of emotes that you can have within your server, and they're cross server, so you can use emotes from another server or from yours into another server. Animated emotes, the same thing, all for the low price of $0. So you don't really have to pay to have these basic functionalities, especially coming into 2023. And even now, you have your photos that you can upload. It's a limit of 25 megs. And those are videos. 25 megs for videos, but 500 megs for photos and anything else. Sorry, I had something in my eye. So yeah, you get a lot of options available to you through Guilded. Now, let's take a look at another one. Now, Revolt is another option that you can use that is open source, is available to be used on your own server, and is comparable to how you would see a Discord server. It's almost pretty much the same. I don't know who that was, but anyways. So with Revolt, you can set up your own room, your own server, and as you can see here, it looks very similar to Discord. Like I said, it's open source. You have a couple capabilities. This is still being worked on, so it is still going to be changing a lot. And you can put in your different rooms, categories the same way. Create a category. Same way as you would on Discord and any other place like that. Put in another channel here. You can go wild. Now there are some others that have set up a bridge between Revolt and Guilded to pretty much bridge the two services together. So especially for this case, the Programming Space has a Guilded server, and here they have a Revolt server. Now, is this going to help? Sure, why not? It helps kind of bridge the gap if you have people that just want to stay in Guilded, or if they want to check out Revolt, they can there as well, and be part of the community on both sides of the equation. Now, Revolt, again, like I said, is free and open source. You don't have to pay anything. There is still limits on what is actually available to you. you don't have a dedicated bot ecosystem yet, there are a few bots available that offer a couple capabilities that you can find on Discord or Guilded, but those numbers are very, very small. I believe there's 5 bots, I want to say. Let's see here, let's check it out. Yeah, you can also change out your category or your roles. So you have a roles, like I said, it's very comparable to Discord. If you want to stay in that kind of like ecosystem where you feel more comfortable in a Discord-like server, then you might want to check out Revolt here as well. I forgot exactly how you would go about checking for bots. Discover. Here we go. So if you go to bots, there are a few in here. Like you have Automod, Reddit, Autoposter, Feeds, which is what I was using. I was testing out getting RSS feed from a website, which unfortunately I've still not been able to do or get done well on the Guilded side. And then I don't really want to go start paying for Zapier and spending $40 a month in order to do webhooks and stuff like that. I'm trying to look for free or very low cost ways to go about it. So there are a few bots here. Like I said, there's not that many. Some of them are kind of do the same thing from another one. And you got a music bot, cross-platform chat app. So what is this one here? Chat app connecting communities wherever your people might be. So I believe this is a bridge. Yeah, it's a bridge. So that is one way you can go about it. Go back into my test server here. Like I said, this is completely free, open source, so you don't have to worry about paying for anything. And again, the options that are available to you are very limited because it's still being worked on. And I believe that they're working on completely revamping the way it works and how it looks. So in a future update, it might look completely different, but it might still be also be comparable to a Discord server. There's the other one. Now, another one that we can look into that is also free open source is called Matrix. This is what I'm looking at is Matrix, but through the app ecosystem called Element. Element is just how you look into the Matrix ecosystem, similar to how you would think of like Mastodon works in looking into the ActivityPub ecosystem. It's just another branch that is looking at the main trunk of the Fediverse, is a word. I think that's a good way of putting it. Now, what Matrix is also free, open source. You can put it on your own server that you might have, or like I have here, I set this up a server on the Matrix HQ room, or server, I should say. So I have my own Matrix server. Problem is, if you are doing this, especially like on a very large Matrix server, you might come across where the loading of your server is very slow. It's very laggy, especially when it's just starting out. Like when you first open it, I should say. The problem is because Matrix is very, I'm not going to say like heavy, but the amount of people that are within the matrix.org server space is very large. Now, what you could do is set up your own Matrix server on your own infrastructure, I should say, and then work off of that. It's going to be very quick. It all depends on your infrastructure that you have bought or have currently on hand, and depending on the CPU, the RAM, and your internet speed, your internet connection, or I should say broadband. Depends on what you have. It should be no problem. And of course, the problem is that you all of them kind of communicate with each other. So you can connect your Matrix server into the Matrix network, so to speak. So at least people will be able to find your instance, and then you can work out from there. But you would have to take care of the admin side of things, as long as creating content or putting out comments and stuff, trying to get people to interact with your server. And then that's the thing that you would have to worry about, is that not many people know about, Matrix, especially Element. So the only people that I would say would know about it are open source aficionados, people who already work with or know about Matrix, that are comfortable with, starting up, because the onboarding process is a little bit kludgy. It's not any fault of Matrix or anything like that. It's just the secured nature that Matrix is, because I did forget that is encrypted. Unless you don't encrypt the space or your room, you can have that possibility. So what's going to happen is when you have a new person coming in, create an account on your server, they kind of have to authenticate. If they're using their mobile device, they have to authenticate between that and the main server on desktop. So it's kind of, like I said, I know kludgy is not really a great word, but it is what it is, especially when you're trying to bring in the general public audience into your server. And if they're used to just like Discord or anything like that, or even Guilded, it's going to be a little bit more tougher to try to get them into your Matrix server. So you kind of like have to walk them through that process as they get started. But after that, it's pretty much the same thing. You have your categories, you got your channels, and you can do all sorts of stuff with it. You got emotes. You can put Giphy gifs from Giphy into it. So it's very similar to how Revolt, Guilded, and Discord function wise, how it looks. I mean, it's based off the same principle, right? It's trying to get you to communicate via chat, big chat rooms. So those are the three that I have for today. We can still talk about a couple other things, because I looked into trying to set up set up a Matrix server, but at the time, I'm just going to hold off on that for now. I do have the room here through the matrix.org site that you can look for different spaces that they have. So what does everybody usually use is probably Discord the most. I know a lot of people, especially in the open source world of things, you probably use Revolt or Matrix, or what is it, Foscord, but they changed their name to Spacebar now, because I guess it was too close, just because it had cord in it. Discord was being a little angry about that, I guess. So the thing is, I like Guilded. It is not open source, so there is that capability. That is that roadblock, I should say. That if people that are in the open source and that's all they want to do and use, unfortunately, open source is not part of the general ecosystem of Guilded, because Guilded is owned by Roblox. They acquired by Roblox about I want to say a year or a year and a half ago, and it was I would just say rocky start, because a lot of people were complaining that the fact that Roblox bought them. So it also opened a couple doors, because it allowed Guilded to not worry about the financial side of things as much as if they were still on their own. So they still have a small team comparable to Discord. There and Discord has what, 8 years of development lead time compared to Guilded's 2 to 3 year development time. So they have some catching up to do, but what they have done so far is create a very compelling product that I wish more people would take the time and actually test it out, look at it, see how it runs, see how it works for you. And also, toot my own horn, just go ahead, click on the link in the chat to, sign up and join our little community here. But I'm also been looking at Revolt and Matrix, and that's the reason why I wanted to speak about those two, all three of them tonight. Was let's just get the more awareness out there about what is available. It's not just Discord. There's so many things out there that are comparable alternatives to Discord that are probably better in many ways and cheaper or free and low cost in other ways, especially when we're talking about Discord. And yes, Discord is, of course, the de facto chat ecosystem that people are so ingrained about. But just like how it was when Discord first came out, everybody was on TeamSpeak or Slack or even Skype at the time. So there was many options, and it just so happened that Discord came out at pretty much a good time where a lot of people, especially in the gaming community, were looking for alternatives to TeamSpeak. Something to combine a server with voice communications and typing out chat and have multiple rooms. To kind of combine the two, at a comparable and free option. Because I believe at the time you could have had a TeamSpeak server, but it was very clunky and it's kind of hard to get set up correctly, and you were limited to only a certain number of people that could be on at one particular time. Like you had a limit of how many people can be in your voice chat. I think Discord had that same limit as well, but it was a little bit higher. And they offered a little bit better bit rate. Wow, I can't speak. Bit rate at the time. So a lot, especially for the people in the gaming community, that decided, let's check out Discord. Let's go ahead and do that, because you can set up all sorts of different servers. I can make my own server. Cool. And for free. And of course there's Slack, which Discord took a lot of inspiration from and how they constructed it. Same thing with Guilded. Slack was pretty much the first one that was doing it. So it doesn't irk me. It just makes me like, when people come into the Discord, the Guilded main server, and it's, oh, this is a rip off of Discord. It's like, we've heard this so many times, people. Please come up with a more original. It's like, I just want to be like, I want to like copy a name. It's like, oh, this is a rip off of insert user name comment. Because you said the same thing as this other person. So it's just kind of like, guys got to come up with some more creative material instead of, oh, it's a rip off of Discord. Because we've heard it so many times. You're not original. You're not cute. You're not funny. You're just a boring, pathetic waste of space. So yeah, it's a great thing to look at all these different alternatives and to see what each one is capable of, what you can do what's possible. Like for instance, like Matrix, I was really interested in getting this started, but I looked at um, getting the process of getting a Matrix server up and running. I'm like, maybe not ready for it yet. I don't have the need for it because it's hard enough to get people into a Discord server. Because here at Indie Creator Hub, we do have a Discord server. It's hard enough to get people into a Discord server and if I try to do a Matrix, my job is like quadrupled the hundredth of times of trying to get people into a Matrix server. So I'm like, let me just try working on growing a community on Guilded first, because I'm more focused on the Guilded side of things. I really do have an appreciation for Guilded and what they've accomplished so far, and how far they've come along as well, and all the feature set that they offer for free. So that's why I'm more focused on that instead of like Guilded or anything else. Let's see here. I mean, if you guys have any questions or anything, do go ahead and post it up. Try to get to it as quickly as I can, or if I don't know the answer, I'll try to find a way to expand your answer, or find an answer for you. If not, what I'll do is probably go ahead and close out the stream here a little bit early. I know it was a little late. Like I said at the beginning, it was life and stuff. I had to take care of a couple things before the streams could start. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go ahead and divide out the Guilded part, the not Discord, but the Revolt, and the Matrix side of things to like 3 different videos. Trying to figure out what was on the desk behind me. My nose is itchy. But yeah, it's a great thing to see all these different possibilities that are out there that anyone can use. And it's like I said, it's, like I keep harping on, it's free. This stuff is free, so you can take solace in that it's free. All right, so I want to say thank you for you guys coming out and checking out the video. If you're watching this after the fact, do be sure to hit that thumbs up, and it helps get this video and the channel out in the algorithm on YouTube. If you're watching on Glimish, go ahead and hit follow right now. Do it. Or if you're watching on Omcast, definitely love to see you guys here as well. I'm going to try to get more Omcast material up on the YouTube side of things. And I've been also looking at PeerTube, and I want to get our channel, Indie Creator Hub, into the Tilvids instance on PeerTube, because I think the content I produce here is a very good fit for Tilvids. It's educational and edutainment and stuff like that. So hopefully it's a good fit. If not, then I'll look at other options. But yeah, want to say thank you for coming out. Do be sure to hit all the stuff. You know what to do. But until then, I want to say thank you for coming out, and have a good night.